Alright, here we are with Mouseguard, a Canadian Tale, Season 1, Episode 5. 4? Episode 4. I'm going to pass it over to Tyler.
I am Tyler. I'm running the session and the whole adventure, I guess.
And it is...
And
to
to left
my
or right?
left, we have Explain Why.
There you go.
Kevin playing Renard.
Peter as Finn Smallpaws.
And Devin is Gearhart. We're in October 2018, and that's there we go. That's the intro part that we've done a million times. Perfect.
Each time.
Every time.
All right, guys. So who wants to start us off with the recap?
Oh, I guess I can recap us. Well, we are staying at Elmos, and Elmos had a problem with some beavers. So I decided the best way to solve that problem would be to find a bear, tear it into pieces, gather up the piss, and then put it down the beaver dike, or dam or something. And yeah, we managed to do that with minimal problems, and everyone, well, and they eventually left, I guess. Couldn't take the stench. And then we came back, and then we heard about some murder or some other crime afoot in the town, and they wanted us to rubber stamp it. But we decided let's investigate instead. That's where we left off.
Yeah, and the first step in your investigation was to head to the prison and interrogate the suspect.
Yep.
So you guys head off to the prison, which is up high in the boughs of the tree. I think last session I said it was down, but it's not. It's up. It's up high. It's up on an outstretched branch that cranes out from the tree. With a lot of labor and industry, the surrounding branches have been cut away so that it's very isolated. And suspended from the branch are little twig ball cages that contain the prisoners as they dangle in the tree. There is a single guard who stands at where the branch emanates from the tree trunk and keeps an eye on things. He gives you a curt nod as you approach.
Salutations, we are here to speak with a murderer. We are the Mouseguard, of course.
Yes, I can tell by the cloaks. You're looking for Lorelei. Well, head on out. She's the only one in here at the moment, so shouldn't be too hard to find.
Lorelei? That's what was her name? Oh, here we are.
Sorry.
Okay. So you guys head out on the branch. All of the little twig prisons are empty, save for one in the middle that has a large female silver-furred mouse curled up in there. She's big, not as big as Gearhart, but still large for a mouse. She doesn't turn to acknowledge you or address you as you approach.
This is where we cut the branch.
No.
Is there a way to get down to the cage proper, or is it like above so it's on eye level?
There's a bit of rope that dangles it down. There's no real way to speak face to face without letting them out of the prison.
You should just climb down onto it and...
It's not very far away. Like when you're standing over there, you can speak to someone as if you were only like a foot or so above.
All right. I guess I'll use my spear to kind of give it a few knocks.
Looks up at you.
Ah, hello. You are Lorelei?
That would be me, and you must be the Mouseguard, here to put the veneer of respectability on this farce.
More or less. Perhaps you can tell us your side of the story.
My side of the story is that Abram wants me out of the way because I've been instigating for a change in government around here, and as the government, he doesn't much care for that. These recent disappearances were just a handy excuse to cut me out.
Now, what do we know about her crimes so far? Like what she's done that actually like brought her onto their radar?
If you spoke with Abram before, he says that she is deep into organized crime. She's like a mob boss.
Ah.
So no specific crimes that they could really pin on her until now. But she's never gone as far as killing anyone before. So now that people who specifically owed her money and she was heard threatening in town turned up dead, I think that's enough to finally make a move on her.
I mean, it is, so... And I don't believe that could have anything to do with the fact that you are a criminal of sorts? One who goes around intimidating mice?
I'm a respectable individual.
Respected by whom?
The community. Ask any of the mice except the fat ones at the top and those they pay to keep the peace, and you'll find I'm quite popular indeed.
Now, I do believe there is a difference between respect and fear.
I would agree with you.
And it does seem as though you have been instilling fear, going about threatening people.
I simply pointed out, pointedly, that there are consequences to actions or to the failure to act.
There are consequences to actions, thus why you're in here.
I'm so glad that they brought the Mouseguard in here to put a nice little bow on everything.
Oh, the frilliest.
Well, maybe help us out. Maybe we can investigate and figure out what actually happened. Can you tell us about those mice that have gone missing? Have you known them?
Yeah, I know them. Hannity was a maid. Joseph was a handyman. Pointedly, they're both employees of Moira, the vivisectionist who hangs out in the boughs. If you were to look for anyone who might be responsible, there's your likely suspect. I mean, everyone knows she gets up to all kinds of god-awful experiments on cadavers and whatnot. Things that just aren't right. Either of those people could have seen something that they weren't supposed to. And if anyone was going to make a body up and disappear, that would be Moira.
Oh. That is a good lead.
Okay, what else do we know about this? Did they all go missing around the same time? Has it been like a spread out thing?
No, they didn't go missing at the same time. It was about a week and a half apart.
Yeah, more recently than not.
Fairly recently, yes. Joseph went missing first, then Hannity.
And you've been agitating for change, trying to uplift the government, which is a very dangerous thing when rations are so low, when everyone's so in need of a formative, everyone kind of needs to stand together.
We've been standing together here for some time, and look where it's got us. There's war rations at the bottom of the tree and none at the top. Doesn't seem right to me.
Tell me, do you live off war rations?
I do. At present, prison rations.
Well, we'll go speak to this vivisectionist and see what we can dig up then.
Okay. So Moira is out in the roots of the trees. Far, far out, where things start to get gnarled and twisted. And there aren't always clear paths where to go. But someone gives you directions, and one of the guards offers to take you there themselves. They lead you through the various loops and dark places, out to a small little hut on one of the room ends.
Yeah, I guess we'll just visit her laboratory or office or.
Yeah, sure. So there's the small hut where she lives, and then there's a larger building behind it, which is like her work area.
Alright.
Should I investigate the lab while you talk with her?
Certainly.
Okay. Finn just goes off on his own to sneak into the lab. Yes, Devin?
Oh no, Garrett's just looking at you two, waiting to be told what to do.
God, I really don't want to be the only one talking. Which is what it's going to amount to, unfortunately.
Well, Garrett's kind of looking at you and the mobster. We were just talking to the mobster, right?
Yeah, well, we're not there anymore, though. We
went down to the roots.
Well, do you want to do
Go
something
from where?
before we...
I didn't realize we moved on quite that quickly. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, we'll do something before we skip the whole...
Well, I'm just kind of like, as we're walking away, it's like, boy. I'll like put my open palm, make a fist.
Not
the
yet.
truth.
I mean, if you gave that nest a little shake, I'm sure it might do something, but we'll leave that to Gold.
Not yet. Very good. Oh, okay. You're gonna go investigate the corpse place.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess.
Alright, be safe. And just like push your head down and push you back a bit, then forward a bit, like I'm, rubbing your head.
Okay.
Those big, strong hands.
So which one of you wants to go first?
You can
Talking
go
or
first.
investigating?
Yeah, let's get Peter to go first.
Okay.
Woo-wee.
So you head out back towards the warehouse, laboratory in there. There's a couple beetles who are tied up to sticks around behind, munching on grass. They eye you as you go by, but don't really do anything.
Well, they're just transport.
There's no windows on the laboratory, just a single door and a path that leads back towards the cottage.
No, I don't know, chimney or some other hole that vents all the fumes or something.
Yeah, there is a chimney at the back corner.
Well, I guess I go there.
To the chimney?
Yeah, might. Maybe I should. Like, oh, if I just go in, there's someone there. So I guess I could just go to the door and see whether they're unlocked, see if there's anyone in.
Okay, there's no lock on the door,
Oh, cool.
so you can just push it open.
Oh, perfect.
Inside, the center of it is a big stone slab that's covered in bloodstains. And along the walls are rows of medical equipment and cutting tools, and various liquids and flasks and stoppers and whatnot. And then a small drain in the center of the floor, and the fireplace in the back corner.
Yeah, does it look like there's anyone in?
No. It's big and open. As soon as you push it open, you can see everywhere. There's no one in there.
Okay, well, I still am cautious to sneak in, close the door behind me, and start looking around the place, see what's there. Anything mouse-shaped or something in some jars or wherever.
Well, the slab is big enough to hold a mouse.
Oh.
And I mean, you know enough about funeral rites in this area to know that most mice are cremated, probably in this large fireplace in the back.
Okay. Yeah.
So, where are you from?
I'm from was the Copper or something. What was it? Copperwood.
So in Copperwood, it would definitely be frowned upon for an undertaker or someone to perform dissections or experiments on corpses before disposing of them. That'd be considered like
No.
pretty abhorrent. But you know that out here there are a lot more science leaning, so it's possible that this could be on the up and up from what you're aware of the culture.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you don't think there'll be much evidence here, even if something happened.
Yeah. What are you looking for in terms of evidence?
Like, what sort of evidence could there be? Like, I don't know. Maybe they still keep some logbooks about, like, oh, when something was performed, perhaps. Because I don't think there'll be much left behind for just them burning bodies to get rid of them or something.
So this person experiments on corpses. You're thinking there might be notes, and you want to try and find them.
Something like that. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
there might be some transparency there, I guess.
Is there a skill you can roll on that for me? Maybe.
About what?
Maybe a scout or hunter.
Yes, scout. I definitely can.
Something related to searching things out.
Yeah, scout would be good.
Okay. OB2.
OB2. I don't think there's any way I can boost this. So. I got 4, 5, and 6. So 3.
Okay. So tucked away in a corner of the building, in a little wooden cabinet, you do find some detailed autopsy records and various notes and diagrams and drawings, a lot of which you can't make heads or tails out of, not being a medical nurse yourself. But there is a list of names and subjects, and you do not see Hannity or Joseph on any of them.
Are they dated? Like, oh, on this day they've done this person, I know maybe some
Yes,
sort
they
of.
are dated.
And there's something that matches those
Not specifically.
time
no.
frames?
The only entry in the last 3 weeks happened a week ago.
Okay, so I guess I take a note of, who it was, quote unquote, what the name was given, and that's good enough for me. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's it for what I need from here.
Okay, so you two?
What are we up to?
Mira kind of pauses before we reach the actual place we're going. It's like, regardless of if she's guilty of these crimes, we need to find something on her, something to keep her in prison.
Wait, that aren't related to her being crimey?
Something related to her crime. She's clearly a criminal, a crime boss. We need something to keep her in there. Well,
Is she a bad crime boss?
is there a good one?
Is there a bad one?
It's simply, well,
Like when we were on the lines in the war, people were like dealing with stuff, and sometimes you had a guy who would maybe not totally on the up and up be like siphoning off supplies from other camps, but these camps had half the members and they had gotten those supplies by accident and they had gone a little screwy, so this person would trade certain other things from those people for their extra supplies to us, or like you get stuff like nice nut butter or chocolate every once in a while, and you're not really supposed to carry that with you because you only carry certain things when you're doing war and stuff, but is that wrong?
that's different from preying on people below you, taking things from them, threatening them. Especially at a time like this where everyone's starving, everyone's low on food. She's not preying on the nobles. She's threatening the people down low, below her. And when she's in prison, she's not causing the chaos that people can't deal with when things like this are going on, when everyone is starving, when beavers are attacking.
Okay. How will we find this then?
Well, perhaps we search her places, talk to other victims of her intimidations. And if we do find evidence, it does mean that she's been preying on people, yes? So if we don't find evidence of her preying on people, then... well, there'll be nothing to have her kept in prison for.
But the murder happened.
It did. And we're still going to be trying to solve that. It's just along the way, if we find evidence that convicts her of something...
I'm not really clear on this murder either. Like, if she's guilty, she's guilty.
Oh, yes, and then she'll...
Did someone already do this job?
What do you mean?
Well, she's already in jail.
But we don't know if she did it.
But the person who put her in jail knew.
No, not
Because
ours.
they're in jail.
Circumstantial evidence.
That's not how it works. It's...
Well,
she was threatening a person, and that makes her look very guilty. And if someone looks guilty, you can't let them run around. They might run away.
But it's winter. Where'd they run to?
Another town, like we did.
Oh, but we're big.
Yeah, criminals are resourceful. She could go deeper underground. There's plenty of places to hide for a mouse.
Well, if they did it, and they're in jail already...
What's the punishment for being a murderer as a mouse? In this area?
Here, it would be death.
Okay, so if she's guilty of murder, then she'll die, and that's a punishment. But if she's not guilty of it, say she's guilty of a lesser crime, then she'll just be in prison, or she'll be fined, or they'll keep an eye on her so she can't do more harm against the others. We don't want someone murdered for something they didn't do. But I would rather she be punished for the crime she has committed. And this opportunity for this murder investigation gives us an opportunity, well, a disappearance, rather. It gives us an opportunity to find something she is guilty of. It's serendipity, as we would call it.
Well... Okay, but why hasn't she been put in a jail before?
This is probably... the fact that mice have gone missing. Perhaps they wouldn't talk about it before. Mice would be threatened by her, and they wouldn't come out and say it. No one would admit to everything, even though everyone saw it.
But she does crime stuff already. And if she is a crime stuff enough to kill someone now, then she's done it before, which means someone else would have already called her in on it. Why is this time different? Why is this time so different that they put her in the pen now and not earlier? And if they're faking it, what changed that she already got put in the jail? That's what I mean. Like, we got here and the job's already been done. So someone pulled the trigger on it.
Because she was threatening people, and then they disappeared immediately after. That probably didn't happen before. She threatened people, and they didn't disappear. That's the connection. You can't always arrest someone for exchanging words, but when evidence leads to a certain conclusion...
But something has to be different, or else they would have dealt with her. If she was innocent, they would have dealt with her, and still a crime person, they would have dealt with her earlier. No one would have up with this long. The breaking point would have come earlier.
But nobody was missing before then.
Ever? Or do they just not talk about it? They do not know they're missing.
I don't know. What difference does that make?
Well, we keep a census, right? Right?
Yes.
Old communities kept censuses, right? So why don't we check, or have Scout check, who left the village, and then we use our memories to say, hey, I know that person, or I knew someone who knew that person, to make sure that people who say they left did leave and weren't murdered and covered up.
But what's that going to prove?
Oh, that she did it. Or she didn't do it and it's a cover-up.
Out of character, I don't quite understand what you're saying here.
Alright, so what I'm trying to say is, something has to be different, like either she's a criminal person who did murder this person, but if she's a criminal person, they haven't acted against her because she's a crime boss. And crime bosses have installation usually. So what's different about this time? She's done something that the installation isn't working.
Yeah.
It was too big a thing to ignore because people started going missing. That was kind of established.
Right, which is like a nice main thing. But like what I mean is, what I'm trying to say is like, crime bosses. That means she did it then. But if we're thinking it's a cover-up, then she must.
I think it's like a convenient thing. It's like, oh.
Like, if it's a convenient thing and she's capable of murder, she must have been murdering in the past.
But that...
Or be like, hey...
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. But
that really doesn't add up.
I'm trying to get a point across, and it's really hard, and I'm sorry. Alright, so, like, if she's a crime boss who murders people, then she definitely has murdered people in the past. And you wouldn't murder someone in winter, because winter is when everyone's accounted for, because everyone knows each other, right?
How do we know that? Like,
I'm just saying,
people.
That's why I say it.
People. There's a first murder that people do, so it might be that she just started to do it now.
Like,
she's been talking about like anarchy now and taking over.
I usually been talking about anarchy. We usually been like probably extorting people or loan sharking it. Like, okay, that's a minor crime. They did it. Like, they agreed to it. She's being a shitty person, but we can't really put her in jail for that. Like, oh, the people got missing. Well, she's a suspect. Let's put her in.
I guess I just don't quite...
Well, like this is what I'm thinking. Like, this is just my thought process. So, if she is the type of crime boss who murders people, right? Like, if she is...
Yeah.
Okay.
Then she has definitely murdered people in the past. Like, if she's a crime boss who murders people in a theoretical way, then she's done it in the past. This isn't her first time. And if she was, she would be smart enough not to do it in winter, where everyone has eyes on everyone else because everyone's huddled together for the winter. She would do it during spring or summer when, like, the animals are really rowdy.
But if this is her first time, then she'd be sloppy about it because it's the first time she started killing.
I don't think it is winter anymore.
Yeah,
no, it's still...
It's currently like the start of summer.
Yeah, but the murder happened in winter, right?
2 weeks.
Murder happened in spring.
Oh.
Because it's...
Yeah. Because seasons are progressing based on weather events in the game, so we've been out for a while.
I thought we were still in like the dead of winter. People were starving in winter.
No, we started at like spring.
Yeah, fucking okay. Because like I just couldn't imagine this was her first. Like if this was a murder, this wouldn't be her first because it wouldn't happen in winter. She'd be more savvy. She'd have someone else do it because she's a crime boss. Crime bosses delegate.
Yeah, I mean, all that logic is sound. If she is a crime boss and she is killing people, she probably has killed people before, and she probably has insulation against being
better ways to do it.
What's different now is that she's also agitating for social change, which means that maybe that insulation isn't good enough to shield her from that.
So the question you have to ask then, and this is what I was trying to get at with Gearhart, is that's what's changed. So who is being hurt by her calling for social change? And is the social change she's calling for valid? Like, is she calling for actual things that are making people better? Is she like, that drug lord that's a monster that people liked because he was charismatic and wanted to help poor people, but he really didn't because he was a monster?
Yeah, and Renard's point was that social change is fine and all, but the worst time to do it is when everyone is starving and people need to be united.
No, yeah, definitely. I don't care about the morality of it from that perspective, but like, if she was pushing for it and it had merit, then that means there might be someone in the city council who cares more about their position more than they care about the good of the people. And if that person exists, they would have no problem with killing someone who was sympathetic about it and pinning it on the crime boss, which means that's how we would find a real murderer, by someone who'd be opposed to authentic social change.
Yeah, I just don't get how, the fact that, she started murdering, or that, people disappear colludes with she's murdered before, that doesn't...
It'd be an easy thing to check, and it would put us on the right path, because we don't know if she did it or not.
Yeah.
So, like, if we could confirm that people have gone missing when they say they've left the city and they've been murdered, or they're missing, which would probably mean they've been murdered, we could be like, oh, well, clearly someone's murdering people in this city. It might be the crime boss rubbing out people she doesn't like. Or it could mean there's something else going on, and it just so happened that it was sloppy this time and got blamed on the crime boss. Which means there might be a murderer at large, and we could find that murderer and stop them. That was kind of the scaffold I was building up in my head. Like, is this just a murder that happened once, or are murderers happening, and this was the time that it got found out? Or are murders happening and everyone knows about it, but they're covering it up so the public doesn't know, and they're trying to put this under a making the Mouseguard investigate. these were the kind of ideas popping into my head. Is this a one-time thing? Is this an ongoing thing? Is this a seasonal thing? Is this the crime boss? Is this the city council being corrupt enough that they would be corrupt enough to, you know, like their pinniness on her puts her to death because it's like it's what she did, right? Like her punishment would be the death sentence.
Yes.
Which essentially means if she is innocent, someone on city council is willing enough to protect their position by killing, which means they might have killed the other person. That was kind of I was trying to get it across, but it's hard. It's like rapidly coming into my head where I'm like trying to find the thread. But I don't really know where to look for that. Like, where do we start even investigating that? I would thinking checking the census would help.
Devon brain spiders. Brain spiders.
Well, I was just trying to find a way to like latch onto evidence in a way, like you do in a procedural show. Like someone's like, we gotta check the public records.
Okay.
So like maybe Gearhart over an extended like hour, drawings, you know, Pepe Sylvia. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so what do you want to check first? Because I'll do whatever you tell me to do.
Oh wow, I don't know now. That's a lot of windows to open up.
Well, why don't we check census? We know people. We're Mouseguard. We know a lot of names.
All right.
If some of those names never went to the city the census says they went to, we'll know.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go to the census building then.
Yeah, we'll go to like the main little mayor tree or whatever.
So you come back from investigating
In the middle of this. Like,
yeah,
oh,
and
did I
they're
walk off?
standing on Moira's doorstep, kind of talking back and forth. And you patiently wait for them to finish.
Oh,
Or join in, you know.
You can join in.
should we talk with Moira first? I mean, we're right here.
Whoa. The crime boss?
No, the coroner.
The coroner.
Yeah. That's her house.
What are
And that's her
coroners?
workshop. You know, those people work for her?
The coroners work for the crime boss?
No. The dead people work.
The dead people work for the coroner?
Yes. Kennedy
No,
and Joseph.
Son help me. Son help me. Son help me.
Her
Son help
kinda
me.
like rubs
she
her
starts like,
face.
kind of rocking on her knees. Like she's like going up and down her knees a bit. Son help. Son help. Son help.
The crime boss mentioned that if anyone would be making people disappear, it would be the strange woman that cuts open bodies, the vivisector, which
The
you know,
sawbones.
yes, which could simply be her casting blame on someone else in a desperate attempt to hide what she might have done, or simply to throw someone else to the wolves, so to speak.
Ooh, the sawbones can tell us how the dead person died.
They disappeared.
Oh, they died of disappearing. How do we know it's a murder if they disappeared?
Well,
Presumed.
You don't.
What if they're just lost?
Well, nobody know where they went, and that's the
They're
problem.
gonna kill her because someone went missing?
because she
Yes.
threatened them and then they disappeared, yes.
Because they owe their
Okay.
money. So she has a motive to make them disappear.
But sometimes things just happen and there's no point to it.
Yes.
There reaches a point where it's a pattern, though, and you can't ignore a pattern.
Well, sometimes you can.
Well, I mean, you can, but it's not
possible,
something Mouseguard should
son.
do.
I do it a lot. I wanted to make sure it wasn't illegal to ignore a pattern. Okay. Well, okay, so if we talk to the sawbones, then that's just us following the accused's trail.
Casting aspersions on her, which may not be the best way to do this if we don't have a lead other than her wildly accusing someone.
Why would she accuse the sawbones? Because there's a lot of people in town you could accuse.
Well, you heard her, yes. She was mentioning, oh, she cuts up bodies. It's so terrible.
No, but you could say that about bakers, you know, they cook up people, or you could say that about tailors, they make skin out of mouse skin. They make like furniture out of mouse skin.
But they don't.
But they could.
But a Sawbones actually does this.
And they work for him. Her.
Wait, they work for the crime person?
The Lorelei said that they were working for Moira. Both of the people.
And more. Wait,
Okay.
I don't know the names very well.
The mouse
mob
of the
boss
The mob boss,
said that the 2 people who went missing,
the 2 people who went missing, worked for the Sawbones.
Yes.
who was doing unspeakable acts,
Okay.
and have witnessed something.
That is actually a good one. 2 missing people are related by their boss and their occupation.
Yes.
Excuse me for a moment.
That is a good lead. All right.
And the boss has the means to make them disappear.
You are right. We should talk to the Sawbones then. That is actually not out of nowhere.
Theater was paying attention.
I wasn't not paying attention. I was just in a
No,
state
no,
of
no.
confusion.
I get it.
Just you did depth first search XKCD comic. Suppose I guess.
Oh yeah, I guess we should totally fucking pause. We're back. Yeah, we should check the Sawbones. They knew the victims last most.
Yes. Knock knock.
Dog.
Because they're right there.
Yeah,
You've
right,
been
there,
arguing.
right on their doorstep, and they weren't eavesdropping at all. The door opens, and a tall, very slender, almost weaselly-looking mouse opens the door and says, "Oh, Mouseguard, excellent, at last. You're here about my beetles. No one's been paying any attention to me. I talk and talk to the guard, but no one listens to me about my beetles. But finally, someone's here to get to the bottom of this."
Oh, what happened to your beetles? They look fine as I look at them over.
Tell us what happened from your perspective.
What's left of them?
Oh.
My beetles have been disappearing. I think children have been coming out to steal them away. They'd like to harass me.
Oh, with children.
Oh, the village children. I don't know their names.
Well, if they've stolen them, maybe if you mark them, then you know which ones are yours, and then you'll be able to get them back.
That's an excellent suggestion. I'll do that immediately.
Problem solved.
Well, it doesn't recover the missing ones.
Oh, I guess not.
Scout here's really good, like looming down on the Sawbones. Scout here's really good scout. He can scout them. Do you have anything
most
that?
appreciated.
Do you have like any of their bed nesting or like their favorite chew toy that we could use to give them so they'll get the scent?
They're livestock, not pets.
Even if they're livestock, you still like ruffle their heads and tell them they're good. They're good.
You do?
You're hanging out with them. They're giving you food and resources. They're your friend.
I suppose that's one way to look at it.
It's a relationship. In all relationships, you have to have mutual respect and comfort for each other.
Relationships have never really been my strongest suit.
It's okay. Sometimes I'll just like reach out with my hand and like gently.
Visibly recoils.
Oh, it's all right. A lot of my sons are like that. No, that's okay. I understand you. My sons are a lot like that. Not this one. Not like just start ruffling you.
He just kind of goes lower and lower as he's ruffled.
Look at this rascally little goofball.
Oh, speaking of which, you're the reason we came here. Yes, your employees. They've gone missing, from what I understand.
Employees? Well, you must mean Hannity and Joseph.
Yes.
Only
Those are names
Hannity
we've had.
was really my employee. Joseph was the handyman. I mean, he worked for me, but he worked for a lot of people.
I see. When was the last time you saw them?
Just before they went missing.
Did they seem agitated, worried?
I suppose, yes.
Did they mention anything as to why they were in that state? Did they seem afraid?
Well, Hannity was afraid. Joseph was quite angry, but I don't know if I should... Well, I suppose you are the Mouseguard.
Yes. And we are looking to their disappearance. Any assistance you could give would be much appreciated.
Hannity was not always my maid. She used to be Abram's maid.
Who now?
The head
Maid?
of Belmos. I think I've been saying Abram.
Mare.
Mare Mouse.
The mayor, yes, the mayor mouse. She came to me after being dismissed for being in a delicate situation,
Oh, yes.
if you take my meaning.
Ah,
Did you have weak bones?
No.
Not enough beetle milk?
How kind of you to take someone in when they're followed by that kind of scandal. I guess she struggled to find employment elsewhere?
Yes, and I'm not exactly hung up on social propriety. Joseph was, well, he was her lover, and as a result, he was agitated about the situation when he found out.
Oh, I see. So they quarreled often, or was she simply trying to avoid him?
Joseph was on the verge of quarreling with Abram. Hannity thought it would be ill-advised.
When did you hire Hannity?
When or why?
When? So then, if from between her leaving and now, would she have a litter or?
No, she hasn't had a letter.
Like, oh, maybe she got knocked out by Abraham, therefore now, or whatever, and Abraham wanted to get rid of the illegitimate child with the mother, blah 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 blah.
That's the plot to several movies that were murder mysteries. It's just a bunch of flooding my head.
So, were you paying Kennedy enough? Because I've heard she had problems with money. Says Finn, the mouse from Copperwood.
I paid her all I could afford.
That's how
Well,
paying people works.
but I mean, she went in debt somehow, so I guess she wasn't paid enough. Maybe she had some expenses or something. Was she even beyond her means?
I didn't pry too much into any of her financial situations. I was aware that she was in debt to Lorelei.
So the two missing people were connected. They had a relationship.
Yes.
And one of them used to work for the mayor and then was fired.
Yes.
And that made them upset at each other. And they both went missing. I'll kind of just turn away. Did they go missing around the same time?
About a week and a half separate from each other?
Yes. Do we know which one went missing
Around
first?
the same time,
Yeah.
yes.
Which one went missing first?
Joseph.
Huh. Huh. Well, that means we need to talk to the mayor.
Yeah, I suppose.
I suppose he didn't mention anything about this impropriety.
Hmm.
But you'll look into the Beatles.
Alright, Scout, find the Beatles. We're gonna go talk to the mayor. We're gonna talk about stuff little rasty goofball like you shouldn't hear about. Isn't that right, son?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I make that motion behind him.
Well, certainly, I'll look into the Beatles for you.
Yeah, he'll get the scent and he'll track him down. He's real good at that.
Oh, excellent.
Perfect. Okay.
Now you got your own little things you can fail or succeed and get like
Yeah.
checks for whatever skill you want.
I guess I could. Well, if I don't get any track immediately, I could like wait in the shadows for some kids to go start bothering the.
Yeah,
things.
see, there's a bunch of things you do. I'll get down on like one of my knees and get close to you while we're talking. Like, hey, just make sure this guy doesn't actually kill you and like hide your body, okay? Look really bad on us if that happened to you, okay?
I'll scream really loud if something happens.
All right, yeah, do that. But also go for the eyes. You know, this is just how it goes. Why? I'll get up and I'll go to Sun.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
I guess we're going to go talk to the mayor again. Or do we want to check out the registry or...
The mayor house in most societies like this will be where the registry is kept.
Is that the case here, you think? Or...
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, but traditionally speaking, the burgomaster, the mayor, or the central kind of government area in old towns and old villas like this were the same building where like the ruling family or the most important family lived and kept records and did court cases, heard disputes between people, ran marriage ceremonies, and did all that sort of stuff in one building. It was a communal town center kind of setup.
Can you read?
Oh, your heart? Yes, she reads and writes.
Oh, okay.
Because we have to check with your cat sometimes.
No, she reads and writes. Like she's been writing letters and stuff.
It's been so long since we played. I guess.
XOXO.
So yeah, well, it's 2 birds with 1 stone.
So perhaps I shall check the registry, and since you have so much experience with, lost love and...
I'll put both my hands on either side of your shoulder. Son, is this the best plan you have that you're telling me to do?
Yes.
Take my hands off your shoulder. Okay.
So maybe you can best get the information out of him, however you know how.
Okay.
So you're going.
So you
to
go from lawful good to lawful neutral.
I started out awful good.
We all did. We're mice.
You're gonna go look through the records.
Yep.
You're
And
gonna go talk to
Yeah.
Abraham.
I'm not saying seduce him. I'm just saying you both have experience.
Oh right, yeah. There we go. New husband.
Yeah.
Good idea. I hadn't even thought of that.
That works.
And you're gonna hide in the bushes and wait for kids.
Yeah.
This is another one of our games.
You got your chloroform ready, Peter.
Clickety class.
You do. You have the sack.
Let's do you first.
All right. Paint me the scene of where we are.
So Elmos is stratified on layers. The tree.
Like those mushrooms that grow off trees.
Upper reaches of society are higher up in the tree. More like industry, labor, lower people are further down.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys are struck as you walk back in to go up to the mayor's house, like how far of a distance it is, not just from the bottom to the top, but from like this hut specifically back to the tree. Like it is way out, twisted in the roots.
Yeah, this person's in the
it's in the boonies. But the top, the mayor's house is nestled at the top, right where the tree like really finishes, all parting out into different branches. And it's an ornate, multi-story house that's been carved out of the wood that just looks down over everything. A lot of railings, a lot of balconies.
posh.
And there's a guard permanently on duty at the doors outside.
Okay.
Oh
Sounds
no,
like a
just
nice-
one punch.
Not yet. Alright, so we're walking up.
Yep.
Alright, we gotta get us in.
Hello again. We are here to speak with the mayor once more. We have updated information regarding the case.
Do you have an appointment?
Oh, do we need one? I could have sworn we spoke with someone already.
Yeah, I can't let you in without an appointment. And then you hear a voice from around the side as someone comes back with garden gloves with, "Oh no, it's fine, let them in."
Picking up a rock.
Undoing
excellent.
my cloak.
Oh, how fortunate!
Um,
And he kind of locks
You're-
eyes with the guard at that. How fortunate.
You're here to see my husband?
Yes.
What does the wife look like?
She's small, a little stout, brownish fur, fairly plain.
Is she conventionally attractive?
No.
It's like, oh,
Is
no
she...
wonder.
And remember, Gearhart's a player.
She's rather forgettable.
Alright, so she's not quite up to Gearhart.
No.
Do we get a description of what the maid looked like?
No.
Really? No one told us about her? No one gave us a wood carving or a painting or something? Or talked to us about her?
They didn't come up.
We fucking spoke to her. She was the fucking Sawbones. It's just like, you went out to check. It's like, oh, they're the same person.
They're the same person, you goddamn people. You fucking church mice. Yeah, we need to talk to the mayor.
Oh, well, of course. Come in. I mean, our home is always open to the Mouseguard. I don't know why.
I'll like turn to the guard. Like I'll literally turn.
No,
to the guard.
she says, "I don't know why," and turns and looks.
The
at
guard would have kept us
as if,
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
I just picture the fucking mayor's hiding behind a window. He's like whispering to the guards, like, don't let them in. Hey, no.
Well, it was probably an understanding that got missed.
yes, something like that.
What's her name?
Her name is Edna.
Edna.
Edna. Oh.
Well, I'll leave you to your business unless there's anything I can help you with.
Edna, do you know where the census is kept? We want to check it to see if there have been more disappearances so that we make sure that the person who did the crimes, we can get them.
Oh, that sounds especially prudent. I can't believe no one's thought to do that yet. Yes. Guess I'll take you right there.
Excellent, yes.
He's good with, like, words and numbers and, comparing. He's a researcher. He's a smart boy. He's my son. Edna, he's my son. He's so proud of him. He's like my 17th son. He's so great.
Oh, that must be nice for you. I've yet to be blessed with any children.
No, that's really. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up.
It's especially hard for mice.
They're so fucking fertile. Which hasn't had one yet. I mean, they eat so many of them. It's.
I've eaten like 8 of your brothers and sisters.
Explains so much.
Just the lame ones.
But yes, come with me. I'll take you to the library.
Oh, cat.
She walks off that way.
As soon as I make it super awkward and talk about her breeding ability, well, you walk off with her.
And
Good luck!
Reina gets romanced.
Okay, so I'll go deal with the census, and Gerhardt will deal with the mayor.
So you're standing alone in the central atrium.
Is it much bigger than I am?
Sprawling staircases on either side. Yeah, I mean the central area is like 2 stories.
I don't get to do this a lot. I don't get to be in a place that's big. It's indoors.
Take it in.
Kind of like stretch up, not hunch as much. Assume that full bear-sized kind of thing going on. She hunches a lot. She's kind of standing around, kind of clicking her feet.
What is a new maid?
A door opens and the serving maid peeks her head out. Just looks down at you. Comes out timidly, comes down the stairs.
I like track her with my head as she's coming down, so I'm looming eventually.
We weren't expecting visitors.
No, I like tap my cloak.
Ah, Mouseguard.
Yeah, the mayor, he wants us to look into some bad things that have been happening in town, and we just need to grab more information to make sure it's good.
Here?
So, yeah. Is he around?
Yes, he's in his study. Should I fetch him?
Oh, I can talk to him in his study. It's a smaller, more intimate environment. It'll be easier to talk to him there.
He usually doesn't like to be disturbed.
I mean, who does?
True.
When I nap, it drives me crazy. Like, the kettle will whistle or something. I'm like, oh, I had a dream. Can be hard, right?
Follow me, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll, relate with her. Him, her.
Yeah, her.
Her. I'll relate with her. Are there a lot of female servants in here?
Well, you've only seen one servant so far.
Well, this is number 2.
No.
The wife.
Why?
Oh.
Not servant.
Wife and
Oh,
servant.
right. Gotcha. No, I'm the one that got fired.
Yep.
That's 2. It's pattern plus the wife. That's 3.
Is the maid pretty?
The
Oh,
baby's
yeah.
pretty.
Oh, that doesn't shock me.
There we go. Very good. You pay attention to that too when you're doing your librarian.
Well, there are some nude drawings of pretty.
Why did you hire this weird busty librarian who keeps like peeking at people over the top of her glasses? What the fuck is this? This is really uncomfortable.
What is happening?
Why does he have a nanny in here? He doesn't have kids.
Kitty
What's up with this? What are they called? A governess.
Yeah.
They're just walking around everywhere.
I can't tell if this is a bit she's doing, if this is just who she is now.
So she leads you down a series of hallways.
How long have you been working for the mayor?
Oh, a few months now?
Must be nice.
Yes, well, it certainly beats scrubbing dishes.
I had to do that for a bit. They caned me for it because these big hands. You keep breaking things.
I can see how that would be a problem.
Yeah, I never got to work jobs like this when I was a little girl. I always had to, gear hard, you gotta work in the quarry. Gear hard, you gotta, bend that metal. Gear hard, you have to carry these barrels of water up the mountain. I didn't get to do the little pretty stuff. It must be nice. You get to Wear nice clothes. They're not heavy. You don't have to deal with coals or fire. Has it been nice?
Yes. Nice.
I mean, it's for the mayor too, right?
Yes, it is.
I imagine he's pretty kind. Like, he has to run the city, so he must be a kind guy. You don't elect people who are bad to be mayor. That's what I was told. Like, I had to do a lot of stuff in school that was like...
We don't elect the mayor here.
But he's a mayor.
Yes, because his father was the mayor. Well, father-in-law.
His father-in-law was the mayor?
Yes.
So, wait, doesn't that mean that his wife is the mayor's daughter?
Yes. Yes, it does.
And now that he's married, he gets to be mayor.
Yes.
Oh, your old mayor died. I'm sorry.
It was some time ago.
Oh, okay. I don't have a lot of family here. So I
understandable.
don't really keep up to date.
It's a large territory, and I imagine you must go across so much of it.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
wanted to join the Mouseguard myself when I was younger.
I joined when I was much older. They let me in because they thought I had something about me.
Must be quite the life. Adventure, excitement.
It's nice. The best parts of it are the quiet. Like, when I was in the war, that was kind of the best parts of it.
Oh, you fought in the Weasel War.
Yeah, they had a name for me and everything. It wasn't polite, but it made sense. You know, you wake up, you swing a hammer, you clean off, you go to bed, you wake up, you swing a hammer, someone tells you to swing a hammer, someone tells you don't swing the hammer, someone tells you to shake a weasel, someone tells you to swing the hammer after he's done talking, you go to bed, you wake up, you know. Just an endless series of days and then it's over. You know, it's nice. Made sense. But Mouseguard's nicer. You don't have to deal with weasels and awful things every day. You kind of just, you get to see the outside. You get to go from town to town and visit all your kids. Yeah. Sometimes you leave the Mouseguard, sometimes you come back. Sometimes you have kids and a husband or a wife, and then you leave and you join the Mouseguard again. And then you settle down again, and then you come back. It's just a thing. And it makes things easy sometimes.
I'd like to travel someday.
Yeah, you should if you could ever find the chance to. Are you saving up for anything? How old is she?
She's maybe like 17.
You're young. You're really young. I was working quarries when I was half your age. You could have multiple stages of your life. I'm really old. I've been through a lot of different things. I've been a mother, I've been a wife a bunch of times, I've been in the war, I've been in the Mouseguard, I've been a quarry worker, a hauler, a carrier, a pugilist. I've been a dock worker, I've been a grain crusher. All those things. You can do a lot of things. You're really small right now. What do you want to do when you leave? Are you saving up for anything?
I'd just like to get away. Maybe go to Port Sumac, sail on the sea.
You should come back to the Mouseguard Castle if you want. Maybe, see how you like it. They let people work there. We're going to be going back there when we're done and whatnot. We could swing back here, take you back for a season. I mean, what's a season,
She looks shifty around at that. And says, that would be nice. Thank you.
Yeah, they give me a big room because I'm so big, but, I'm traveling a lot, so I don't really use it. You could just board there. They wouldn't even have to take it against any of the expenses for housing a mouse, really.
Well, yes, I would appreciate that greatly. Thank you.
What's your name?
Thea.
Thea? That's
I meant Thea.
It's fine. Gearhart would have mispronounced it anyway.
Okay.
I'm Gearhart, named after my father.
She shakes her paw.
Or like a finger of it, because...
You can add Thea to your friends list.
Yeah, I can.
But we're getting close to the study now, so I should be quiet.
No,
He doesn't like when I speak with the visitors.
I get it. I had parents, and they didn't like me talking to folk either, or making it known that I was really around sometimes. I get it. She doesn't get it. A lot of that went over her head. A lot of that subtext. She interpreted that in a very different way. Or did she?
She opens the doors to a deeply ornate room.
Are the doors bigger than me? Do I still have to stoop?
They're not bigger than you, but they are big doors.
Gearhart has instinctively picked up how to make that entrance where it's like something much bigger has entered the room and is blocking off the escape to trigger the predator instinct in mice. Like, not like as an active intimidation tactic, but she knows how to do it. She does it when she enters rooms. Okay. So just to let you know, you're in here with her.
I'm what?
Like, just to let people know when she enters the room that you're now in here with her and not the other way around.
So the study isn't very large. There's a lot of cubby holes on the walls with various scrolls in there. There's a desk with a decanter of brandy on it that the mayor is currently sipping from. He almost drops it when he sees you enter, and then recovers himself, puts it down on the desk. He says, thank you, there. You can leave us alone. Gerhardt, was it?
Yes.
What a surprise.
What's the mayor's name?
Abram.
Abram?
Yeah.
Hello, Abram. She says, biting her tongue to not call him Abe.
So, have you resolved our little issue?
I think we're close. We're checking into other things right now to make sure that we can really nail this down. And as Thea leaves, I'll just kind of move my elbow to fully close the door.
Okay.
I'll just stand there until he tells me not to stand here. Like, he's like, oh, please grab a seat or something. Like, she'll just maybe approach a bit.
He does not tell you to grab a seat.
Perfect.
Well, what else do you need to look into? I thought it was a rather succinct case. I was hoping that we could put this away and behind us.
Out of character, when they were talking about the people missing, was it the one person she made threats to?
She made threats to both.
To both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we didn't
They
accidentally...
both owe her money.
Yes.
Well, we want to make sure that the people that are missing now are the only people missing.
That seems prudent, but...
Because if this person makes two people miss now, then they've been doing this for a long time if they've been a problem for a while, right? There must be all sorts of crimes they've done that you haven't been able to get her for. And if we can get her for more and more of them, then in the future when people say, remember that time we killed that crime person for being a horrible person? They'll be like, yeah, but here's 50 things they did. It was open and shut. The mayor absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Oh, well, I like the way you think.
Yeah.
Brandy?
Oh, Gearhart.
Yes.
She'll do that nervous kind of laugh. And then kind of, move over and accept the drink, definitely.
Well, what can I help you with?
Well, I have my son. He's really great. He's one of my favorite sons. All my sons are really favorite, but he talks to me and hangs out with me and stuff. He's down in the study, and or in the library, the book place, the place of records. Mm-hmm. And we're going to check people who said they've left town with places we know that they've gone to that we just know because we're Mouseguard. And we're going to make sure that they actually made it there. Because you go into a town as a Mouseguard, they say, oh, things have always been the same except for these new things. And these new things might be a person moved here from here, or they came here from there, or we have a new blacksmith, we have a new wine person, and they're really great because they're bringing new tastes in. People always talk about that, so even if we don't remember right now, it's in our heads. So We're going to check the list of people who've left your city and make sure none of them seem odd or didn't make it to the city they go to. And that might give us a list of people a crime person has killed.
Excellent.
And there's other stuff they could be doing that we don't know about. So I thought it'd be good if I talked to you and we just get some alone time together.
Yes. Alone time.
Edna seems nice.
Edna is very nice. Why don't we go for a stroll?
Yeah. That'd be great.
He goes past you and opens the door.
There'll be a beat where I don't move, and then I will.
Okay. He looks visibly nervous.
Good.
Opens the door and walks out into the hallway.
I'll follow.
Is we keep a small little garden here up at the top of the tree. It's not much, but it's endless pride and joy. It's nice for walking in.
Yeah. I love gardening. I didn't get to do it a lot when I was like going through trades. They just like, Gerhard, tear up this, all of this dirt here, open up all the trenches and then we'll plant it. I didn't get to actually do the planting or taking care of the plants after I put it down. I do a lot of foundation work. I set, a lot of the work I do is me just doing the kind of groundwork no one really thinks about. And then afterwards, someone else, they go, oh man, this person, someone else, they made a great garden. But I was there, 6 hours a day, ripping rocks out of it, pulling out any weird things that were in there and throwing them somewhere else and putting down the fertile soil. It's okay. Someone has to do that work, right? Someone has to set the foundation up and not get the credit, right?
Yes, I think it's important that we all have and know our place.
Yeah, everything has its place.
Yes. So he leads you outside. And there's a small little garden and a beehive is hanging there. There's a couple of bees who are going around, going to the flowers and whatnot.
Yeah, they don't let me around those usually. They're very delicate.
Bees or flowers?
Yes.
Well, not that I don't enjoy speaking with you, Gerhard, but as you can understand, I have a role to play myself, and it's important I get back to it. So,
well, yeah, of course. We want to make sure that we just wrap this up. We want to make sure we do a really thorough investigation into what happened so it's airtight. My son is very, very big on that.
I appreciate that.
So, like, what's the crime person's name again? Lorelei. So, Lorelei. She's been a crime person here for a while, right?
Yes, she's always been of the unsavory persuasion.
Well, how long has she been here? Like, was she here when the current mayor was here?
You mean the previous?
Previous mayor. It took me a moment to realize my mistake. I thought he was
drunk.
No, she's just,
She would have been young at the time, but yes, she was around.
Okay, so her being a crime person happened kind of... Is she about the same age as him?
About, yes.
Okay. So she kind of came into her own around the time you came into your own.
I suppose that's one way of putting it.
Well, things often, copy themselves. Like, you see a flower and a bee takes and it goes to another place and then another flower grows and it looks kind of the same, but they're totally different. So if you get a mayor that's new, sometimes you get a new crime person.
They're contemporaries, yes.
It happens in cities.
Well, I hope you getting rid of her won't put me out of a job.
No. But sometimes, because you take her out, a flower or whatever, something else grows in its place.
Yes, well,
Something that didn't have a chance.
We'll be prepared for that eventuality.
Mm-hmm. So, when did she start being a real problem for the city, though?
Well, she's always been a problem. There's just never enough evidence to put her away.
Right. But, when did she go from being, people go from one thing to another. So when did she go from being someone young, around your age, and then become a crime person? There had to be a phase.
She grew up steeped in crime.
Is there a lot of that here?
More than I would like.
Okay. Was it a problem before? Has that been is there an area of the city that's kind of making these things happen that maybe is being cleaned up now, and that's what exactly...
Well, I mean, the roots are difficult.
No, we had kind of the same thing where I came from. The quarries, you got a lot of workers and a lot of pain down there working long hours, so things get a bit... She kind of, waves her hand. Things get a bit strange. What was she known for before the murders?
She was she was known as the head of crime here in Elmos. She works as a blacksmith.
Huh. I've done a bit of blacksmithing. It's a very hard job. You got to spend a lot of time on it. It can take all day.
I don't think she spends a lot of time actually blacksmithing.
Okay. It was like a cover.
Yes, exactly.
What stuff was she doing before the murders, though? Like, what was the thing? Like, people owed her money, but...
Racketeering, loan shark, smuggling.
What sort of stuff did she smuggle? Sorry. Drugs. I'm not trying to catch him in a lie. I'm trying to build a picture in my head.
Yeah.
Like, let me know if he is the one. Like, you can just say he gives me an answer, and you just what I'm looking for is whether
she smuggles all sorts of goods from the surrounding area in. She just escapes the tariffs and the taxes that would naturally go towards the city.
it's.
So I mean, she doesn't. She's not smuggling weapons, but she's dodging the taxes on a shipment of bread here and there.
What do you think changed in her? That changed her from someone who grew up from a crime place to the head of, well, petty money stuff, to someone who's killing people. What snapped?
I think either two things. One, she got desperate because we're cracking down and cleaning up the city. Or two, as you suspect, this isn't the first time at all.
Okay. I just want to make sure that our theories match up with what the local constables have looked into.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's a strange thing, too. It must hit really hard because, like, one of the people that went missing was one of your maids. Like, that's horrible.
Former maids.
Ooh, yeah, but, I have former people I've worked with, too. It still hurt if they died. Especially if it was a crime person. Do you know what crime people do to people before they make them disappear?
I'm sure I don't know.
It's not like the way you think it would go. When I was in the war, this guy.
Please, I don't need to know the details.
It must be really hard. I'm really sorry for it,
Yes, well, I suppose that's why I'm so motivated to see this done.
Mm-hmm. I'll put a hand on his shoulder, be like, not like aggressively or angrily, just like, a sympathetic hand. Engage him physically.
Okay.
Demonstrate value.
He looks uncomfortable at the touch, but doesn't recoil.
Yeah, Gerard's used to that. Everyone looks uncomfortable at the touch.
Yeah.
She's used to that rejection. Are you afraid if she gets away with this, there could be a change, there could be people that she has on the payroll that we might not know about. Is there a danger she'd come after you or Edna?
She won't get away with this.
It's a good thing you're doing, though, making sure that the people you care about are safe. You're a new mayor, you have a new wife, you're going to be having a family together, that's going to be happening soon.
Yes.
I'm trying. The wheels are turning here.
Do you feel bad that your wife doesn't give you Austrian
Yeah, no,
deal?
not you, Peter. No, Peter, not you. God damn you, Peter. Oh, she accused the Sawbones of doing it because they both worked for the Sawbones. That's strange. That seems like that's not going to go anywhere, right?
No, she just doesn't like Moira. Not many people like Moira. To be perfectly frank, she's not very likable. But she's just grasping at a way out, trying to throw aspersions on someone else to lead attention away from her.
Maybe ask about their debt problems. Has that been a long thing?
Yeah, what were the dead problems specifically? I was there.
Both of them owed money to Laura. So maybe it was an ongoing thing, or maybe after she got kicked out of the mayor's thing, she earned less, therefore her debts appeared dead.
Oh, debt. I thought you were saying dead things. I'm like, what is their dead problem? God damn you, Peter.
They're dead. Possibly.
God damn you, Peter. Yeah, Moira. She seems nice. You know, she lives on her own out there. It can be hard, but she had mentioned that they were taking on a lot of debt when they had come to work for her. Is that something that happens a lot? What could have caused that? Do you think that was engineered, maybe by Lorelei as a way to get back at you by using one of your maids?
I wouldn't put it past her.
Well, for us to dispel that accusation, that definitely come out when this starts to go down. What do you think would have caused them to bring on that debt?
I can't really speculate.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing.
I mean, when she was employed here, she was paid handsomely enough.
Of course. Do you have any reason why she left that post, by the way? Like, it's probably nothing, but, you know, it's good to be able to build a sort of chain of events to kind of lock it down.
She disagreed with the missus.
Okay.
Can't have serving staff. That causes domestic rifts.
No. You gotta make sure everything, you know, moves smoothly. I think that's good then. Yeah, if it was just, you know, sometimes people just don't get along, right?
Right.
That's fine. Well, I'll interview Edna, and that'll probably be the last thing we'll need then, and we can move on to investigating those missing people a little more.
I would ask that you leave my wife out of this. There's no need to.
We want to make sure there's no questions so that Lorelei doesn't start besmirching her name. Like, when I was in other towns, I've been in out of the Mouseguard for like 40 years now or something. But one thing that really brings down government people is someone will say something, and that person could have no standing at all, but they'll say it. And it's like this garden. Once the seed takes root, it'll just grow everywhere. We want to make sure we can get ahead of that.
I think I can handle the gossip of the raffle.
All right.
I'm glad to have you on the case.
Yeah, thank you for this nice walk. And I'll turn and I'll just start to walk away and be like, I'll meet up with my son afterwards.
All right.
And then I'll go to Edna, where my son was, because the son was in the library with Edna.
You'll walk in on them.
Yeah, it's your turn, Kevin.
Okay.
I hope I got some information there. I got information. I don't know how much of it I can use. I don't know if I missed any questions I was supposed to ask. I tried my damnedest.
What information did you get?
Well, we all but confirmed there's something wrong with why you fired the maid. We know that Lorelei hasn't been doing this a super long time, so there's probably not a chain of bodies, maybe. Lorelei seems like a petty crook, not a crime boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, by the standards, you know, with like food stealing and like weapon trading and weasel stuff would be kind of what you attribute to a big crime boss.
Like a usual.
I don't know, like, what is a crime boss in this universe?
I mean, to me, a crime boss would be someone who's a crime boss. Lorelei seems like she's just the local loan shark. And, like, towns sometimes get like that.
I mean, these are like small towns, though, like mouse communities.
Yeah.
Like, is that...
Exactly.
That might be what the equivalent of a crime boss is in this universe.
Yeah, but in Mouseguard, there are other worse things you can do. Like, working with the weasels was the first thing they had to investigate in the comic. Like, someone was literally selling resources to goddamn weasels, genocidal crazy people. Lorelei doesn't seem like she's cut from that cloth. But I do have an idea now, actually. After you.
So Edna takes you down to the library, which is modest by library standards. It says, yes, we don't keep a lot of books here, but there are census records. Just give me a moment and I'll rustle them up for you.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
We gotta bang this wife.
Thank you for allowing us in. It's such a silly mix-up with the guard sometimes, you know. Miscommunications happen.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
I said, yes, but I mean, they should know better than to stand in the way of the Mouseguard, of all things.
Indeed, you must have quite a respect for them, then.
Oh, well, we all have a respect for the Mouseguard. Defenders of the territories.
You must have had a difficult winter, I imagine. Watching, you know, the people of the town struggle through, the bit of a famine we had, the lack of grain. It was such a harsh, long winter.
It was a struggle for all of us, but Abram assured me that we had ample stores for everyone involved.
Excellent, excellent. And this business of a crime boss going about, causing more trouble.
Yes, I've heard about that from Abram. Sounds like a rather rough character. I'm glad she's behind bars.
Indeed. Do you have much of a role yourself in governing the town?
Oh, no. Mostly I tend to the garden.
Ah.
Oh, here we are. She pulls out a stack of thick scrolls and lays them down on the table. I imagine you want the most recent year?
Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you. Your aid in this would be much appreciated.
Yes, of course. Not doing anything else.
Every town has their own way of organizing all this,
Yes, well, it's rather simple here. It's spread out by family tree, genealogy, with notes on changes from last year. Any place you'd like to start?
Okay, let's start with your former maid, was it?
Which?
The, what's her name?
Kennedy.
I'm sorry?
Kennedy.
Hennedy?
Hannity, yes. What would you like to see?
Her family tree, anyone... Did she have any family in town?
I don't believe I've ever looked into that.
Really?
Uh,
Were you not well acquainted with her? I don't know how big the staff might be here.
so she bristles. No, I can't say that we were acquainted at all.
Oh. I'm sorry that, regardless, I'm very sorry that she went missing. In a small town like this, especially with someone that worked under you.
It is a regrettable tragedy. She has 2 brothers, and both parents still living.
Oh,
One
that's-
uncle, unmarried.
Still in town?
Still in town.
Alright, that gives me some lead up here. Do you get out often, socialize with the other ladies in town?
No. Occasionally we'll have dinners where we invite some of the other more respectable members of town.
Sounds quite lonely.
I suppose it can be, but I have the bees.
Jesus. It's like a cat lady without, the whole...
Right?
Ah, yes, bees. They make lovely companions for,
Probably
dowagers,
Bringing the
widows.
Beatles.
And the other missing victim.
Yes, I believe his name was Joseph.
Yes, information about him. And while you do that, if you don't mind, I will be looking for other people that might have left town within the last... how long has this... Yeah,
Probably a few years.
time insert. How long,
Okay.
crime's been going on, basically.
Okay.
And just...
So you're able to put together a list of people who left Elmos.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot. There's not really huge waves of immigration born, especially because the last few years have been pretty hard. There was a lot of people missing for the Weasel War.
That makes sense.
When did the Weasel will happen, roughly?
Oh man, I have to
Oh, I have a
check.
timeline for Gearhart all about that shit.
Oh, perfect.
So the Weasel, we were in 1152, and the Weasel War is 1149.
3
So
years
3 years
ago.
ago.
So, I mean, that by itself might have covered a lot. If
Oh yeah, a big war just happened, so
Yeah.
this is going to be really
post-war
inaccurate, I
stuff,
guess.
yeah.
But in the 3 intervening years between the Weasel War and present, there's maybe 14 people who've left the city.
14.
14, and like 3 families are included in that.
I don't think she'd make whole families disappear, so...
So then there's just 3 people who are like solo entries on your list.
Does it say where they were headed, or like if any of them are just blatant disappearances?
One of them doesn't list the reason that they left. 2 of them both left to Spruce Duck.
Does it say their occupation or anything like that? Like how much information is on this?
Do you recognize the names from you going to Spruce Duck?
Oh yeah, that too.
Because we're the repositories of this. We would know this shit.
One was an apiarist. The other was a baker.
Okay.
The baker you instantly know because you do a lot of food stuff yourself, so you're involved with that community. The apiarist, the name is familiar, but you wouldn't say 100%.
I'm gonna write that down just in case the other 2 know.
Okay.
Are any of the people who've like left or gone missing like former staff here?
No.
Oh, okay. Really, a lot of these records, if you know the mayor's the one that made them go missing, they could just alter them. So. All right. I think that was all the information I was going for here. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you come back in. I mean, it takes you guys a long time to sort through that and check all that stuff out.
They don't got the Dewey Decimal System.
If there was only some body of government that could standardize this across all these places.
And is helpful, but after the kind of turn of your conversation towards the maid is less inclined to speak or get conversational.
Yeah. That doesn't really make her seem suspicious. That just makes her seem like someone who got cheated on and knows it. So, yeah.
So I guess I'll enter.
Okay.
Close the door behind me. Walk up without, saying a word until you recognize me.
Oh, excellent. Mother, Gerhardt.
Mother.
I trust everything went well on your end?
Yeah, we had a good talk about things.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
And Edna's here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Edna. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah, we were talking about the crime stuff with that Lorelei figure.
Gerhardt, backs away and out of the room, just very slowly. It's like, so you can talk to her, because it's like, I fucked this up.
Wife to wife.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna, you know what? We need to interrogate Lorelei to get the final bit of truth, so you should find the boy after he finds those bugs, and we should meet up.
Yes. I'll let the ladies have a chat, and I shall be out of your hair. Your fur.
Thank you. I just had some questions right before I go. Your husband said that maybe, it might be stressful and whatnot, so I might be overstepping, but they're very simple. And
Well,
you're right here.
Sure, I can handle a few simple questions.
Yeah. So your father was the previous mayor, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and your husband, you married him, and now he is mayor after your father passed condolences.
Yes.
That seems simple. Normal transfer of power, marriage, the whole thing, right? And Lorelei is about your husband's age and came to power. She does use the air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
About the same time, it sounds like.
Yes. If you could call it that.
Of course. She's crime people, right?
Yes.
Okay. That seems pretty okay. And the 2 people who are missing will confer with the information that my son found about the other people. I wish Kevin was still here. Not because he went to the washroom, but because I wish he was still in the room so he could tell me that it was a dead end. God damn it. Can we say we had a brief chat where he's like, it's a dead end?
I mean, you guys came in and talked to each other briefly.
Thank Christ. And it sounds like these 2 people are the only people that actually went that might have been killed by her. So, that seems clear, right?
Yes.
Sometimes it helps just to talk to, I'm around a lot of guys usually, and they're sometimes they're put off because I'm older, or You know, I'm not quite as quick as they are. It's nice to talk to someone else who can just bounce ideas off who's not part of the Mouseguard, who I don't have to, like, you know, get stressed around. You know.
Well, I'm happy to help.
Thanks. It's hard. My son's in charge of me. He's leader of the pack and everything. It's really great, right? But sometimes I think I'm slowing down. Like, she'll look kind of flustered in a moment of vulnerability.
No one wants to be a burden.
Yeah, I got a few ex-husbands and wives who, you know, probably don't want that either. You know how it is, right? You get older and stuff.
Oh, I believe when you marry for life.
Yeah, they told me that when I was a little girl too, and you know, it sometimes doesn't work out the way you think it does.
Well, then you make it work.
Yeah, but what if you're hurting things?
There's always a way.
I wish I was as smart as you were to have figured that out 30 years ago. But, you know, you make mistakes, you keep making them. That's just what being a person's like, right? You do your best not to hurt people until they figure it out. A couple of times. Over and over again.
She gives you a demure nod.
You seem like a good wife, though. You're doing great, right?
Yes.
That's
You'll
good.
have to excuse me now.
Okay. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked with my stuff. That was really selfish of me.
Yes. Well, best of luck in your investigation.
Okay. I'll just let her leave because I botched this.
What are we trying to get out of her?
I was preambling up to ask you about the goddamn maid, Peter. And the current goddamn maid. Gearhart works by putting people off guard. By being a big, giant predator that scares people, that talks about stuff you shouldn't talk about with strangers. It's her mode, man. Inappropriate touching, inappropriate conversations, long, sprawling, emotionally vulnerable arguments, and being big enough to kill you with her hands. That's her shtick, dog. Talking about war stories.
1,000 miles there.
So, Peter.
I botched this. It's up to you, Peter. Don't fuck this up. Find
Just
this
the
fucking
children.
Peter.
Yeah.
I botched it, Kevin.
You wait in the bushes.
Yeah.
How long do you wait for?
Well, I guess I'll consult with her about when usually the kids come and disappear, the things disappear. Is it every night or something?
Well, I used to just let the beetles roam around, but the kids would steal them away, so since then I've started locking them up. They haven't come as far as to go into my yard yet, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, I guess if we let one of them out, we could lure them into the trap.
I suppose if you're confident.
I mean, let's mark this one now, and in case it gets lost, we'll know how to find it.
All right, I leave it up to your capable hands.
Yes. Perfect. So yeah, we set the bait. And
Okay, so she goes and she gets a scalpel, and she carves a symbol into the chitin.
Perfect. Well, I guess we'll wait for a while till either those guys come back or something.
So you let the beetle go?
Well, graze around well as I follow it, right, hiding on it, so keep an eye on it.
Okay. It starts to walk off down the path.
I walk.
There's not a lot of good beetle grazing areas around here.
Mm-hmm.
How are you following it?
Well, stealthily. So, yeah. Again, I'll be keeping my distance. So I'm not working right next to it. It's keeping my distance. But as a good scout, I shouldn't lose it, right?
Can you roll nature to kind of move through the
Definitely.
unseen?
I got 6 nature. I can roll nature.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
Okay, yeah,
4,
you
5.
absolutely kill it.
Yeah.
So you maintain a good distance behind the beetle. You follow it, and it kind of moves around for like a couple of hours, going exploring. It looks like it's following a trail that it's followed before, probably the path that these beetles used to take before they got locked up.
Yep.
Until as it's going under an underbow, there's a sudden flash of movement, and the largest spider you've ever seen in your life just leaps out onto the beetle and impales it with its fangs.
Oh no.
Peter, what the fuck? You fucked this up. The kids are spiders now.
Ooh-wee.
And then drags it back and withdraws into a crevice in the underbrush.
How big is this spider? Tarantula sized or?
Yeah, like around that.
Okay, it's a mouse killer spider.
It is a mouse killer.
Well, I guess I should mark that on the path.
Pull out your notebook, and a little note.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it has its prey, so I can try to follow it from even further away, see what's nested, maybe where there are some husks of beetles lying about.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do scout for that, because that is definitely against mouse nature.
Sure. I'll do scout. 1, 2 successes.
Okay, got it. So it has... There's like an entrance of the root system underneath where you saw.
Yeah.
And you go in there, and like there's like a little sort of labyrinthian area that tucks back and expands outwards. And you can go in a little ways, and then you start to see webbing and bones and like beetle carcasses.
Yeah.
And over the crest, you can see the spider sucking life out of the beetle.
Well, I guess the spiders would try to clean its nest away, so I wouldn't have to go that into, carve some head of a beetle and just take that back. Was I see a beetle?
You're carving the head of a beetle and taking that back?
Yeah.
It's like it's been sucked dry, so you can just pop it off.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's good enough. No, I don't want to confront the spider.
Fucking drunk. Fight 6.
Well, when you guys find me, maybe we can have this side adventure.
God damn it.
Or we found the murderer. It's nearby where the mouse place is. It's big enough to kill a mouse.
Hey! Are there mouse bodies in there, Peter?
Are there
Bones
mouse
are mentioned.
bodies?
You can get far enough to check.
Sure.
Oh man, this is it. This is your time to shine.
Let's do this.
You're actually
Succeed
going
or we
in?
fucked up.
I was just going to suggest poisoning the spider.
I was going to poison
With
it
what?
by fight
Poison?
6.
Spider poison?
Yeah, poison a beetle and send it in. The spider will suck it dry and then get infected.
That Sawbones has plenty of poison for chloroforming kids and murdering them. We'll put those into the beetle.
Okay, what do I roll? More scout?
More scout. OB3.
OB3. Okay. What do I use to add my nature to this to be a sneaky mouse? Is that persona? Point?
That sounds right.
I think it's persona.
Fate, spend fate, roll persona. Yeah, you spend a persona point.
So I'll spend a persona point to add my 6 dice to it.
So if you fail, this reduces your nature by a margin of failure, because you're acting against your nature.
Okay. And I'll tap my short to give myself, what, 1 extra die? Add short 2 or is it plus 2 dice?
Just one.
Okay. I want to fail this. Huzzah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You creep forward stealthily in sort of the gray, dark webbing,
Yep.
managing to avoid brushing up against any strands that would alert the spiders to your presence. You hear it noisily sucking on its prey, and you peek over a narrow bit of root in towards its den, and you definitely see mice bones.
Oh. Do we have any...
You actually see like a desiccated husk of a mice corpse, because it hasn't had time yet to decompose.
Do we have any mice belongings on them? Something to identify
Clothes.
them by? Yeah.
One of them has some tools with him.
Okay. I'll take those tools then with me as well.
You get even closer, like almost brushing by the leg of the spider and grab a few tools.
Awesome.
And then the other one has a little locket that you could grab.
Yeah,
You take that too.
yeah, just put those together.
Fucking Peter. Fucking Peter here.
So take those, take the head of the beetle, and just go
Still
back.
head of the beetle.
I mean, I have to show something for the beetle, dying.
Just tell him.
I'll
Your
do one.
words.
I'll do one better.
I love that the beetle thing was the solution.
Huzzah!
Okay. And yeah, you spent most. Are you guys meeting up with him?
Oh yeah, we're gonna meet
Yeah.
back up.
So you get back to the little village a little bit before he arrives. But then kind of just as you're sort of wondering where he's at. Well, I guess Moira tells you he's off hunting a beetle. He comes back.
Hey,
Hey,
What
did you
have
find
got
those
there?
kids?
maybe. Hey, Moira, I've got something for you. Was this your beetle?
Oh my god! Get that away from me.
Did you eat that whole beetle?
What
No.
happened to my beetle?
A
The
spider
beetle we
ate it.
marked.
The spider ate it.
Oh my goodness.
A giant one, a mouse eater.
My
Off by the
goodness.
path, right there.
Are you saying mouse eater because it's that big, or did you see something?
I mean, that's the other part. Was that?
What else is in that cloak?
Did Hannity have a brooch?
Oh, her locket. Yes.
Was this it?
Yes, I'd recognize it anywhere.
Well, I did find it in the mouse eater layer. And was that the tools of. Was it Joseph?
I mean, he did carry tools.
Well, close enough. So, yeah, I think they're dead. And the spider did it.
Oh, that
But,
everything does all the work, son. I did.
Oh, excellent.
I mean-
Abram won't be happy to hear that at all. She giggles a little.
I mean, we know where they ended up. We don't know why they ended up there. There could still be someone involved.
Yes, I suppose he will try and paint it that way.
Yeah,
Why would he do that?
because they want to convince Laura.
Shut up, boy.
If he wants Lorelei out of the picture.
But he's a mayor, and he's, a good and just person. Why would you use the word paint as if it was unethical?
She just giggles.
Like in a serious way, not in a leave it up to implication way.
I shouldn't speak about this.
Right, but you live on the edge of town, and everyone gives you guff about it, so why don't you just tell us?
Lorelei's looking for a change in government. The current government doesn't appreciate that.
Right,
We heard.
but that would make sense if the current government was bad. But by all accounts, it's good, except a good government doesn't paint someone who's a pain point for a murder and have them killed. So what's up with this government if you think they're going to paint her with a crime she didn't do?
I'm not sure where you gathered your information that the current government was good.
Just by default, hope for the best. We
There's
fought
a
a
lot
weasel
of-
war for this after all.
There's a lot of starving people right now, and a lot of not so starving people right now. That
Was I-
tends to make the starving people agitated.
Was I there when Edna said that there was enough food?
I don't know.
Because you were there.
I was there.
Because Edna was told that there's no food for everyone.
I don't think anyone's ever
Did-
told us in
didn't
the city that
you-
people are starving, though. It's just
So-
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the new revelation.
Okay.
Well, I thought everyone was getting food. There was more than enough for everyone.
No, quite a few people are hungry. Have been for quite some time, ever since the shortages of the Weasel War.
You haven't recovered yet?
No,
What's the mayor been doing about it?
you have to ask the mayor.
What does it look like the mayor's been doing about it?
It looks like the mayor's been doing quite fine, and is especially motivated to address the concerns of the townsfolk.
Isn't?
Isn't.
Isn't. Does it look like he's been well fed?
I would say so.
How bad is the starvation? Are people dying?
No, not that bad.
There's no public food give-outs or drives or communal sharing going on to try and make the larder last more?
No, but they've been hoarding the larder, worried that next winter will be as bad as the last.
Okay. So, when I was talking to the mayor's wife, she seemed awfully awkward about the idea of marriages not working out, and pretty much clammed up immediately. Did you talk to Edna at all? And she have a problem about maids, marriage, fidelity, children?
I'm fairly certain she was in the know regarding her husband's infidelity. Likely a sore subject for her.
Did a spider kill these people, or were these people killed and fed to a spider?
Do spiders go after dead prey like that?
Do they?
Who has spider lore?
Damn it, Peter!
Who has a lore mouse?
Wouldn't they have to drag the corpse really close for that? That would be...
Maybe shake it a
Strap it
little.
onto a beetle. I only have legendary guard mouse, or guard wise.
Does anyone have lore mouse?
I have war mouse too.
Oh, thank Christ, because I have none.
Let's roll it to learn it. One
A
success.
success.
So, yes or no, whatever you say is what we'll go with as the official answer on whether.
Really? I'm honestly going to look
Or
that
I'll-
up, because I'd rather not just...
Like, different spiders do different things. I don't know if some are like opportunity predators, or some of them are scavengers, or yeah, scavengers is the word. Are spiders scavengers?
From what I understand, like, spiders generally don't eat dead prey.
I mean, what do you feed pet
They
spiders?
scavenge if there's the opportunity.
It's like, then you have to feed your pet spiders some living food as such. So, yeah.
Did these people walk into a spider, or were they thrown into a spider's nest?
That's what I was saying.
I don't know which one's going to make this go faster. 'Cause
I don't know about going faster. I'm just trying to figure out if these people were murdered or if it was a poor, horrible accident. You saw these people last.
What's that?
You saw these people last.
Oh, yes, I did.
They went missing about a week apart, and the guy went missing first. So, did the guy just get eaten by a spider on the way away, walking away from your house, and then the wife went looking for him and also get eaten?
That's true. Was she stressed by the fact he was missing? Was she trying to find him?
extremely.
Did she feel like she could go find him?
We didn't talk much. I mean, from what I know of her, I assume she would go look after him.
You did
She
mention
was
that.
inconsolable.
You did mention that her family's still around. Maybe we should ask them. Maybe they've spoken to her, to their daughter.
Yeah. Okay. How close is that spider nest to
Mayor Mayor's on the top of the house.
Moira? To Moira's.
It is decently close.
You're really close to that spider nest. We're gonna have to kill that spider.
Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Good. We'll have to kill that spider and recover the bodies, but we should do a bit more investigation. Don't go out alone. You'll get killed and eaten by a spider, and then we'll have to go find your body, and that'd be awful and traumatizing.
Yes, I wouldn't want that.
Do you know how to make spider poison? And by that I mean any poison in a large amount of quantity to kill a spider.
I suppose I could.
You should make it, and then we're going to feed it to a beetle. Sorry. And then we're going to kill that spider.
anything potent enough to kill a spider will kill a beetle first.
Yeah, we'll roll its body to the nest.
All right.
Or if there's another animal we could use that isn't one of your last remaining beetles. Think about it while we're gone investigating.
Well, I bet that if the mayor knows that there's a mouse-eating spider around, he'd donate a beetle. That should be fine.
Yeah.
Or a bee.
Right?
That's everyone's
Or a
problem.
bee. No, that's right. That's good. That gives us another opportunity to talk to them after we talk to Lorelei.
Yes.
Okay, how about this? Like you see the wheels turning in our head. Someone needs to talk to Lorelei about the people that were murdered. If we can get information from her that proves she didn't kill them and feed them the spiders.
But if we tell her that we found them in a spider web, she may latch onto that as, oh, they believe this.
Well, we don't tell her that.
So what further information would we be getting from her then?
We want to make sure these people weren't murdered, that they were just accidentally killed by spiders. So we would need to know from her if she knows anything about the mayor. And she's willing to talk, she's on death row. And she'll say anything, but we also know stuff about the mayor, and if that'll match up. And if someone who's...
I mean, the things we know seem to be common knowledge. Like, the infidelity.
Should we talk with...
And if we need to talk to their family to see if like they knew that they went missing.
Yeah. Whether she's told them that she's going to look for him.
If we can get that from the family, that'd be big.
Yes. I will maybe talk with Lorelai's associates about her dealings.
And then we have to talk to the mayor about getting a bee to kill the spider.
Yes.
I don't know how you want to divvy this up. I don't know how to solve this. Because we shouldn't let the mayor kill Lorelei if the mayor is having her killed because he's convenient. You can't have someone be murdered because it's easy.
Obviously not.
That's wrong.
Now she's being murdered because he doesn't like her. That's slightly different than being convenient.
Well, it's both, and it's wrong. Lorelei gets the death penalty if she killed and fed those people to spiders.
Yes.
If spiders just killed them, she gets to go free.
I mean, we've got the coroner right here. She probably can investigate the bodies after we recover them from killing the spider.
Oh yeah,
and tell us
that
what
was
the
assumed, yeah.
cause of the death.
Right here. Right beside the bodies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would actually tell us. So.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go kill that spider then. Let's just
Talk with the mayor.
cut out the middleman.
Or we just go in and punch it.
Yeah, do you guys have bows?
No. I have a sling.
Do you guys have bows or sling or something?
Yeah, I do have a sling.
I'm checking. I don't know.
Okay. This is when you lure it out and I can just hit it in the face over and over and over and over and over until it dies.
So we're not going to poison it then?
Well, maybe we'll get... Can you get the poison
Soon.
soon? For the bee?
Spear and harp.
Yeah, for the beetle.
Do you want to just use your beetle and then we'll see if we can't do something about getting a replacement from the mayor?
Yes, I mean if the city could replace my beetles, that would be the optimal outcome.
Well, son, you give a speech about how the city's going to do that because the mayor, agreed to donate some of his stuff to the person who helped us catch the spider and shame him into it.
Well, that would work. Shame is a powerful motivator.
It is. She says, a little loudly, I know, I invented it. Alright, let's poison this spider and kill this beetle.
Okay, she goes into her lab and mixes some concoctions together and pours it onto a thing of moss and brings it out and puts it in front of the beetle, which laps it up, and then just drops it for dead.
Alright, we head to the spider cave. Spider cave. Spider cave.
Well, I guess let's pause and prepare the combat.
Oh boy, I'll offload this file. So we did all the rolling for the combat, and I absolutely fucking destroyed it. Me, Gearhart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys brought out the poison beetle and set it in front of the nook, and the spider came out for dessert, dipped into it, took the little woozy from all of the poison now coursing through its spider veins, and you guys leapt out to flank it. Peter got like super into position, all ready to like go in its flank,
I use a
lasso
spider
it.
lasso and
But Gearhart just you use an axe.
Hammer.
Hammer.
A sledgehammer.
Just used your hammer and just squashed it.
I'm just still swinging at that thing too. It was not one clean hit. I am going at it.
Oh.
So that is one dead spider.
Well, problem solved.
Oh. Yeah. Do we eat spiders?
it's poisoned.
Do we?
I don't think so.
It's super
Do mice
poison.
eat spiders?
It's poisoned right now. Don't eat it.
Bernard lights a torch and ducks into the actual nest in search of eggs.
Mmm.
Little spiders.
Yeah, I'll drag the whole body out into the open and also light it on fire on some non-flammable grass.
Okay. Yeah, you find a little clutch in there.
Okay, I set that right on fire.
Wait, do we eat spider eggs? They might be like caviar.
On fire.
Like the duck sauce.
Okay, and you burn the corpse.
What? Oh, yes. Not the mouse corpse.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna take something to prove that we killed the spider.
Our word.
Or this nest when they go.
A giant empty nest with the bodies in it that are spider bitten.
I mean, like, it'll burn, but it's not turning to dust.
Yeah.
It'll be like a flamed out carcass of a spider. That's
How big is it? It's huge.
It's huge. It's like it's a mouse eating spider.
Yeah. Yeah, so all curled up and stuff the way spiders do. Yeah, maybe we'll drag that into town as like a shock thing.
Do you?
I think I'm going to once we get these bodies back. You know what? Why don't I go make a scene while you take those bodies out?
Sure.
That spider cave is too... I don't know, it's spider sized. So I can probably fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, no. I'm going to drag the body to town.
Okay, you go back to Moira's, get some rope, drag the body back. It is a long walk, but you're
Like, I'm all worked up too, so I might as well, burn off some energy.
you're a tough mouse, so you can do it. The guards at the door just kind of recoil in horror. Oh my god! What are you doing with that thing?
Killed it.
Well, good, but why are you tracking it in here?
It was really close to town, and I wanted to let you guys know, you guys might have a spider problem. Make sure people travel in pairs. They're getting big.
You could have just told us.
Yeah, the scout mouse wanted us to bring back proof, and I told him our word would have been good enough, but he seemed to really want us to show you guys how big the spider was. And I'm hoping this will show them why we could just tell them next time. It's a learning experience. You gotta teach young people, right?
Right.
Also, how often do you see a giant dead bird manning a spider?
Hopefully just this once.
Travel in pairs. Or stuff and turn it into a trophy for people to be like, we kill spiders. Whatever you want. How you guys doing? You, having a good time guarding?
Shakes his head.
I'll Gearhart around with them because I just showed them, I just demonstrated my value by killing a giant predator with my muscles.
I am a strong mate.
Yeah, we'll drag the bodies back to the morgue to be checked out for, like, I guess weapons that might have killed them before they were drained dry.
Fucking anything, right?
Oh yes, well I can certainly look into that for you. Just bring them into my workshop.
Excellent.
Like you walk in and like some like fucking needles fly out into both of your necks. You wake up and it's like the Outlast's insane asylum. God went away with the gold standard. Fucking Moira is still the bad guy.
So she puts them up on the slabs and goes about inspecting them with some of her various equipment, makes a few incisions, checks things out.
I have a test for you, Scout. You watch this. I'll be in the other room. With the crazy possible murder lady.
She performs a rudimentary autopsy on the bodies. Says, no, from what I can tell, they were just killed by spider venom.
Oh, good. Herc.
They both certainly died afraid.
I mean, don't we all?
Jesus.
No rope burns or anything like that. I guess that's good.
Are mice heavy enough to strangle?
I mean that, they've been tied up and then tossed to the spider. So the spider would kill them, but something. Yeah. They weren't kidnapped and then...
Alright, well that works for us. Sounds like a case of horrible, wrong place, wrong time.
Okay. She just starts humming and collecting kindling.
What you doing with that?
It's going to cremate the bodies.
Oh, not yet. We need that as evidence. Please don't cremate the bodies. Please.
Puts down the hot twigs. Keeps humming.
Yeah, we should let the families know first, I suppose.
Yes. Keep an eye on her.
Make sure she doesn't eat them.
Okay, what's the plan now?
I guess we free the crime person with evidence.
Oh yeah, we go tell them about, the fact that a spider ate them. Tell everyone. Show them the bodies.
So you come back and just start speaking it in the town square?
Probably not in the town square. That seems...
Should we just talk with the mayor? Like, hey, you
From
can...
atop the dead spider carcass in town square.
Just drag it all the way up to the top of the tree. Just put it in the garden.
It's fertile soil. It's free real estate. How are we going to play this?
I really don't know. Seems like the more Mouseguard thing to do would be to not do this in a big, ugly, public manner where we're,
That'd be the Mouseguard thing to do. Would it be the us as players thing to do from our history of doing things in the biggest, ugliest manner possible? Like, we're basically The Office. We're cringe humor.
I mean...
Do we have to be that in every single game, though?
I hope not.
Well, we could
But
make a show of us, the Mouseguard, going and killing the Mouse King spider, and leave it at that, and then go to the mayor saying, hey, by the way, we found those bodies! And then start linking those together publicly. But to instill confidence in the Mouseguard that, hey, we're out helping you guys. Yeah, we just killed the spider for you. That's something.
Would healer be the way to tell, if a body's been tampered with, or, if I wanted to do an autopsy
If you wanted
myself?
to roll yourself, you would roll healer.
Yeah, I think I want to do that myself, actually. He kind of stops, outside the door. Can you lead her away for a bit? Tell her you've seen her beetles.
I mean, I have seen them in the nest. They're dead.
Other live beetles. I'm sure there's some around. A Mouseguard should be good at, bending the truth sometimes. Little white lies.
That's wrong.
Is it?
I suppose. What would tell her?
Set part of our house on fire, so I should go deal with that.
oh, fuck.
I mean, I could just pull rank here and tell her I'm the Mouseguard, get the fuck out of your house. But...
I guess, yeah, I could ask her more about the kids that have been teasing the Beatles, whether she got any problems with some ruffians that they should also take care of, and ask her, who I should...
Sure, she's got a long laundry list of complaints against.
Just listen to all her complaints.
Yes,
So
I'll
she will
take
step
a
outside
process
to discuss that with you.
noting things down.
All right, Renard takes a deep breath, covers his mouth with, a rag, and checks out the bodies. I'm going to tap one of my traits for this.
Okay.
Impetuous. Because
Okay.
he's being really presumptuous about this and presuming that she might be lying. And also my wise, which is medicine.
Ooh,
You-
good.
Let's use the voice on other people, though.
That is one of the ways you use wisers.
Let's double check the wise book because they always get us. Because I am wise, you give 1d to your friend or ally. You can spend a fate point to roll a single fate die on your test related to your wise. For deeper understanding, of course.
I could have sworn I've used this a few times for myself.
Yeah, I think we will be using it wrong. There's rerolling all failed dice on tests relating to your wise for of course. And yeah, those are the 3 ways you can use it.
Oh, well, okay,
So,
that's right.
so it gets roll, and then you can roll the fails with a personal point. Of course.
And fate gives me more dice.
Fate lets you reroll d6s.
So what does persona do then?
Add your nature.
Yes.
Okay.
But for wises, there's 2 separate things that you can spend points on. For deeper understanding, you spend a fate point and reroll a single failed die on your test.
Well, I'm going to use a persona point to add my nature to this roll then.
Okay.
And my trait as well, the impetuous one. That's a whole lot of ones. 6 and a 5, and I can use...
You can use your persona point to reroll all failed dice that is related to your wise.
Okay, so I'm going to use a persona point to reroll the failed ones. That's 2 more successes, so that's
Okay,
4.
You needed 3.
Okay.
No, it's from what you can tell, and it's difficult because the bodies are desiccated and have been stabbed by fangs and then left to rot for a week. But it doesn't look like there's any other signs of violence to them other than being killed by a spider.
Okay, then that confirms all of Reynard's, that at least rest all his suspicions that this might not have been on the up and up. So, yeah, he'll just put everything back where it was, and he's done.
Okay, I think I have all the complaints on this long parchment here.
Oh, excellent job.
Okay, so I guess we should talk to the mayor.
Yep.
Oh, all right, mayor time.
Mayor!
Oh, I brought the spider to town square like you wanted.
Perfect.
Everyone thought it was awkward and unnecessary.
I mean,
So, just so you know, I took that hit for you.
okay.
So you guys head back to the city. The town guard is carting the spider carcass outside.
I could have done that. But all right.
And yeah, you head up to the mayor's office, and there is Abram. Says, "You guys made quite the stir."
I mean, it's a spider, you know. It's a
Well, I'm glad
very
that a
dangerous.
dangerous predator lurking on our very doorstep has been dealt with.
Indeed. And it seems as though the 2 missing mice fell prey to it, rather than Lorelei's machinations.
Yeah, that particular narrative isn't gonna work for me.
That's unfortunate, because that's the reality of the situation. And that's the reality we, the Mouseguard, are going to be telling the public.
So you plan to post this in public then?
Oh yes, most certainly.
I mean, we came for you first to let you know that we figured this out. That, you know, we don't want to drag it out like the spider corpse, and so on and so on.
That was your idea.
Well, I suppose if you've made up your minds, then there's nothing I can do to dissuade you.
No. It's the only right thing to do.
That's unfortunate. You'll be letting a known criminal go free.
Well, perhaps if you paid attention to her lesser crimes. I mean, she was doing many terrible things before this, yes?
Yes, we'll simply have to find something else to bring her up on.
Indeed. Hopefully next time it'll be something that she actually did.
I mean, the punishment needs to be proportional to the crime, and
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yeah, I know. Fucking piece of shit. Oh my god.
Well, if that'll be all then.
Oh, yes. I think so. For now. We'll see you on the way back, Mayor. We do hope your citizens have, will enjoy the grain we've brought.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
In equal portions.
We'll begin distributing it immediately.
Excellent. We'll be sending a letter to the Mouseguard headquarters to make sure that, they know that everything is on the up and up, and, I'm sure a Mouseguard or two will pass by in the future to check on things as well. He just kind of smiles.
Yes. Well, thank you for the grain and the thinly veiled threats.
I'm still covered in like spider blood and stuff. And just hanging out.
Oh, yes, you're welcome.
Mr. Return.
Oh, yeah. Did it ever.
Huh.
Give your wife our regards. And your maid. He just kind of clicks his fingers. He's like, let's go.
I guess everyone really kind of knows about that. Like, as we're leaving, it's like, everyone's been talking about that, too. That's weird.
I mean,
I don't understand this town.
you only talk with one person
Everyone.
about this.
And so it's 100% representative.
We talking to one person
We
living
talk
on the
with
outskirts
one
of town.
person. That's an outcast that hired the former maid.
Everyone's
Diddly.
talking about it all the time.
Oh, of course, since Lorelei is innocent of this, you have no reason to hold her or keep her for anything, yes?
Well, as you said, there are a number of other incidents she may be involved with. We need her for further questioning.
It'd be really weird if we came back and she was murdered.
Oh, yes. Terribly.
They would have to investigate another murder.
Yeah, we'd have to come back and investigate. It would be something awful.
Well, let's make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, we'd have to bring up certain discrepancies we've noticed in town and just check all available rumors that we've heard.
Okay, let's go.
Close the door behind us.
Yeah, it's really... That conversation feels super awkward for some reason.
Every conversation we've had in this town has been very, very awkward. Yes, Mother.
Mother.
Mother Gospel.
Mother.
Everyone's so nice here.
I guess we go to the prison.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll go to the prison, like, ahead of whatever runner he's going to send and be like, kill her! Kill her! Make it look like suicide!
Drop her from the tree.
What authority do we have in this town? Like,
None.
Like, Mouseguard don't have any authority to do things like...
No. Unless you're on Mouseguard business and they let you do
So
something.
we can't, like, escort her outside of town. Just...
We can let her know that she's innocent.
I mean, you could. The best way to put it is that it's kind of like a Jedi situation, where they have like
Where we
they
have
have
a laser
like
sword.
they have
we'll
no actual authority to do the things they do, but sometimes they come in and they're like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm gonna do this. Are you gonna stop me?"
Okay, we're gonna do this then. If everyone's okay with that.
Well, why don't we try this?
What's that?
We're going to go to the prison and, like, roleplay at her.
Okay.
So if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Alright. We go to the prison. She's not hanging by her own necktie, is she?
No, she's not.
Hey, Lord.
Hey,
I found out you're probably innocent of this specific crime.
well, that comes as no shock to me, but I'm pleased to hear you say it.
Yeah, spiders did it.
Spiders.
Yeah.
Well, one big spider.
There were eggs.
Oh, yeah. Spiders wander.
What?
And they eat their husbands, so, it's fine.
Yeah, spiders did it. I don't know why Scout keeps correcting me. It makes me... And she just breathes in and breathes out, still covered in gore.
I would highly suggest that you leave town, however. It does seem as though the mayor...
Alright, he's totally going to try and have you murdered.
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
Yeah, he can try, but...
I mean, he was pretty close this time. If we were any other group of Mouseguard, you would pretty much be murdered.
Yes. I'll be frank, though, it is admirable, possibly, that you are attempting to initiate change in this town. Your rather criminal way of going about it. Not the best way. That is most likely to leave you murdered, hanging by a noose. A friend for another crime.
But he actually said, like, in his study, I'll have to find another crime to pin her on to have her murdered.
If he murders me, he'll just make a martyr out of me.
Yeah, but you'll be dead, and...
But the cause will live.
Are you really attached to this, or is this some kind of
How much?
criminal...
I'm not going to leave my home. I'm not going to leave my people and my relatives and my friends to starve again. I believe in this change. He can try and have me killed. I don't think he's got the pull that he thinks he has.
I don't think you do either.
I mean, we only ever... She says, with a bit of inspiration, I mean, we only really ever talked to one person on the outskirts of town. How would we know?
There's
I
only
mean-
5 people in this fucking village.
I mean, last session I did go investigate her, and I found nothing. So
What? You did? You found nothing?
I rolled like 2 or 3 times with my spare things, and I just rolled failure after failure for,
So you found no crimes?
or not much information on her or something.
She doesn't crawl with her sins or anything? What? She's probably innocent. Like, why are you threatening those dead people anyway?
Well, I mean, they owed me money.
Yeah.
I may have had some heated words that were ill-advised, but...
How much do they owe you, and for what?
I mean, we don't have to get into like the specifics,
Mm.
but like...
Were they
We're trying to
starving
crime
like
boss.
everyone else?
We're trying to gauge how much of a crime boss you are.
Yeah, do
This
you
is
do
really low
crimes? Not crimes that are considered like against the mayor. I'm talking crimes against the general populace. Do you do crimes?
No, I think you could say I'm largely in favor of the general populace.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, but...
Is the populace in favor of you?
Be real with us about the crimes. We're not looking for a confession, because that's not how justice works in this city, apparently. We're just trying to gauge how much we can help you.
we're not the constables. We're just trying to figure out how much of this is just the mayor being corrupt.
If you want to know how much you can help me, let's just say that if anything were to happen in this city, it would be best if the Mouseguard left internal politics to internal politics.
So you don't want help from an outside source?
Is the Mouseguard offering?
We'll have to
We're
come
here.
We'll have to come
Hang
up
on.
and sweep the mess up regardless. So if we can help now.
People were starving, but people are saying that everyone got fed. You know, is food being given to the people who needs to go? These cities are pointless if people aren't being fed during the winters. That's the whole reason we have cities.
How about this? Why don't you stick around and see how that grain you brought gets distributed?
Oh, we're gonna watch over that. We've also
We can't stick around, sir. We got one more
Oh.
delivery. Don't we have one more delivery to do?
we do, and then we have to go out into the the
We have to do the
weasel.
scent border, spiders and monsters and stuff.
Yes,
I mean, we'll come back.
And we're gonna double back.
we could always call in another troop of Mouseguard, tell them that there's internal strife here.
But how bad is it in this city? Keep in mind, some of the three of us here don't really understand subtlety very well.
It's bad.
Alright. Is it, I don't know, people selling out to the weasels in exchange for money bad?
No.
Okay.
No one here is selling out to the weasels.
That's just an example that I've seen. War.
Yeah.
Okay. Are people going to starve to death here because of how the mayor's mismanaging the food?
I'm looking at it in the winter.
Like the next winter coming, the really
The
bad
next
one?
winter coming. Well, whether the winter's bad or not, people are going to starve.
Okay, we have to go to the next city and we have to fix the center. There's a problem, and we were given orders directly from the head of the Mouseguard.
If we don't deal with the scent wall, that means and weasels
We
infringing on our
don't
border.
even have to, like, there's this whole thing. Oh, her name's Gwendolyn, right? The head of the Mouseguard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just bring this up with Gwendolyn and have her send people here to deal with this?
Yeah, if the other response is going to be a civil war within this town, it's up. The Mouse Guard will be interested in this.
We don't have authority, but she'll probably have enough pull to see if we can fix something here.
We definitely would see someone to oversee that our shipment has been distributed fairly and that the people are fine and so on. Probably someone like that.
If the shipment wasn't given out fairly and people are still starving when winter comes, we have to just bring more grain in.
Isn't this a farming community as well? So it's
Wait, is this the farming city?
Which one?
Elmos. Right?
because that makes it extra awful.
That's a problem.
Yeah, Elmos does a lot of farming.
Wait, and their own people are starving?
Yes.
And they're the ones that probably gave us the extra grain that we're giving it to the other cities?
Where did the extra grain come from?
The grain that you're giving out,
Mm-hmm.
not from Elmos. A lot of Elmos goes to surrounding area, like Springstock, whatever. There hasn't
mean-
been a lot of extra grain.
I mean, probably the Lockhaven gets food before the winter, and then afterwards, like, okay, we've got some
Yeah.
surplus.
The food, Loghaven has stores to survive sieges for years.
Yeah.
So some of that war rations is what you guys are bringing out now.
Okay.
Okay, but Elmos not having enough food to feed themselves is ridiculous. Then, so that clearly means that the corruption is so bad here.
Yeah, unless they're, again, trying to profiteer from this, sell food that instead of giving to the people, to sell it out to get something else, blah, 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 blah.
That also seems likely that they're keeping a bunch for themselves and also selling out the extra stock to other cities.
Then we have to get Gwendolyn involved.
Yeah, this is a major problem actually.
Mishandling
Not
of
just
resources.
Like right in front of her cell, we're like, oh, this is a farming town. Oh, no.
Well, this might be our winter assignment, I suppose.
This will probably be our winter assignment.
Oh, most likely.
I'm going to have to do winter here. Hope you liked food, Scout.
I mean, I don't eat that much.
Again, we're just in front of her cell.
Yeah, she's just listening.
Hope you liked food.
So yes, we'll bring this with the higher ups. We'll have this solved. You don't need to worry about that. But in the meantime, your safety is. Oh yes, but not in a way where you're not going to get support from us.
We should talk to the families of the deceased and let them know exactly what happened, so if they try to murder her, the families know that it wasn't a crime boss that killed them.
Oh yes, unless the murders keep stacking. Because I'll be frank, from what I've seen of the mayor, I'm starting to have doubts about his.
I don't know if he's a serial killer.
Not yet, but if he's starving them, that's a slow way to kill people. A lot of people. The most insidious
What do you know about
killers.
the maids?
What do you mean?
Does just any stuff come up about maids and him? He is a maid
Yeah,
thing.
not just maids.
Other stuff, or
Other staff. He has a way. Abuses his power. Preys on younger mice. Not a lot of people can say no.
The implication.
I believe it's almost directly stated.
How does the power go down here? Like, how does one become mayor? It's by family, right?
And the previous mayor wasn't secretly killed, right?
Not that I know of.
Alright, he just died and a new mayor took over who's not the boss.
Wasn't it mentioned that the wife was the actual?
Yeah, the wife is the actual daughter.
The wife is actual, yeah.
Is this a patriarchal thing where it's like the male who always?
Yeah, why she's she
Not always.
Did she
But
just?
she stepped down.
We didn't see her with like a black eye or something, did we?
No,
Jeez.
I think she just wants to be a housewife.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like
Some
she's
people
that.
just want that.
Fuck. So she handed power over. She doesn't seem like she's in on this. But
She
then
seems wound up about other
she's
stuff.
happy to be here.
again- oh no, she doesn't. But okay, yeah, this is a complex situation. I will contact the Mouseguard.
Yeah.
Right, well, I appreciate your concern.
You sure you don't just want to lay low for a while in a neighboring town for a while?
I mean,
I don't want to abandon my home.
I've
got places I can go where I can lay low here.
All right. How's she locked in there?
You have to pull them up, and then
She couldn't climb up
engage.
herself, or like.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I guess we'll let you know if we're back.
Oh, if you come back, I'll know.
Well, unless you'll be in the cage still, or again, maybe. Well, I think we're done here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, put that on the to-do list. But anyway, everyone saw the spider carcass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll start talking about how the spiders killed those people.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of lay rumors down before we leave.
Truths.
I mean,
Well,
Truths.
yeah, but it's still gonna be a rumor.
we'll let the
Does someone
families
want
know.
to give me an order check? And we'll just see whether this is like gossip or if it
An
becomes
order check.
order check.
Orator.
Orator. Yes, thank you.
I heard order hoarder.
If you don't have a skill, how much?
Ah,
Is it
fuck.
half of your nature or something? Was it?
You have to have
order.
order. You're the talker, right, Kevin?
I have 2 in that.
Oh, thank Christ. That's more than we have.
Yeah, I don't think any of my.
I mean, I
traits
have
are
a
gonna-
one passive.
I will aid you with the spider corpse, which I brought in as an equipment bonus or whatever.
Well, I'll just count as gear, and then you can aid as well.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, the spider corpse is gear. Yep.
I actually have a harp with me. Could I use that as gear and like sing a fucking song about it? Be the bard that my character is.
Sure.
Ooh, so maybe I'll aid you some Legend of the Guard wise about us killing spiders and so on. Like, oh, we're the spider killers.
You're like the little page boy in the background, like ding the cowbell.
Then spiders. So one more dice for me.
Okay, I don't think any of my traits are gonna work.
I could supply scarred because that was when they killed the spider.
I think you have to use your trait on yourself. You can't use it on other people.
Wow.
That's a single success. So.
God damn it!
So you succeed. You guys go down. You do like a big production. You've got your harp, displaying the spider corpse.
The
and you're
spider.
banging a gong in the background.
Because we have to give the village closure. We can't just not tell them what happened.
Yeah.
Like we solved it.
Also, this isn't like a really tacky, like goofy song about how she valiantly slayed the spider. It's a sad song about how 2 people who were in love and one chased after the other died to a spider.
Yeah.
Like an ode to them, not a celebration.
Sorry.
Just a pity
And
because
It catches on. You get enough people listening that becomes the official narrative
oh god.
of the community.
Perfect. And we'll tell the families and stuff a little bit before that.
So they're not surprised by
Fucking blindside, goddammit.
This is such a beautiful song. Who's he singing about? Who's that skull he's got holding in soliloquy in one hand?
Oh, is that my daughter's brush?
Keeping this.
Thanks for the brooch, asshole.
And then do we want to wrap there?
Yeah.
I guess we're on the player's turn after. Or yes, no.
Yeah, we didn't really do a GM turn players. So.
Yeah, let's
No,
do
this is
that.
more of just a roleplay session where we hung out and were
Oh, that's
incredibly
fine.
awkward. And then I fucked up a spider
Huzzah.
to death.
Okay, so wrapping up, Tyler.
Yeah, I guess we're wrapping. All right. So, I was Dev. No, you have to say it.
Okay, so I was Tyler.
Kevin?
Peter?
And Devin. And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.